Have you ever heard of pack rafting? It's a mode of travel combining trekking and rafting. You just basically carry a lightweight inflatable raft in your backpack. You inflate the raft whenever you want to travel on water and deflate the raft whenever you want to travel on foot. Had I ever tried pack rafting before? No. Did that stop me from attending a pack rafting race? No. Did the race go well? Hell no. The race rules were simple. At the start of the race, we were given a map. The map showed 12 checkpoints that we had to pass through. We could freely choose our route between the checkpoints using both trekking and rafting, though for some parts of the course only rafting was allowed. The total distance was about 50 kilometers, and the fastest to pass through all the checkpoints and arrive at the finish line would be the winner. Hop on.
Well,
Okay, just don't fall.
Test. Is it better if I take this off or?
No, it's okay. Have you done any pack rafting in the past?
No, not at all. I didn't even know what it was before you told me.
24 hours before the race, we did a short trial with single pack rafts. That wasn't ideal, as in the competition we would actually be using a tandem pack raft, which is totally different, and this would create a lot of problems during the race. We then bought a lot of food. I'm not gonna go into too much details, but a lot of energy gels, energy bars, chocolate, nuts, and then bigger snacks, some wraps and bread. And then of course sports drinks, powder. I actually thought it would be too much food, but we later discovered it was too little because we ran out of food during the race. We also didn't have any proper equipment. We had no rain gear, no proper shoes, no waterproof bags, no nothing. We even rented our backpacks 30 minutes before the race started. I don't think this backpack fits me that well. I think this is too small or something. Now we still haven't packed anything. Everything is just laying around in the car. We got like 15 minutes before the race info. We actually didn't even know if we could race because I had just finished my 100k run a few days earlier and Attili had some injuries. Attili's foot or sole of the foot has been hurting for a few weeks now.
Plantar fasciitis? Plantar fasciitis. I don't know.
But we decided to give it a try anyways. And the problem started from the get-go.
4, 3, 2, 1 ja lähtee! Ja siitä kilpailijat siirtyvät ensimmäiseksi.
First thing we need to do, we need to inflate the pack raft. Everyone else had an automatic pump to inflate the pack rafts, but we only had like this sort of a bag. I had to blow air into the bag and then squeeze the air into the pack raft, which is harder than it sounds. Also, I've never used a bag like this. So what did you think of the start of the race?
Didn't go very well. We were very slow. Couldn't figure anything out. Or, yeah, kind of a bit compared to the others, at least.
So we just have to walk for like 500 meters, then we're at the shore and we can start paddling. How the hell is that gonna fit there? This is the only way we can do it. We are going. Maybe you can just paddle, I'll just be right here. We'll see if I can actually paddle it here. Well, I'm just soaked in water. I had barely any room to paddle, and I couldn't use a proper paddling technique.
And the boat went in all kinds of directions, and the weight was not evenly distributed at all. We were like this.
It's gonna be a long 50k, I'll tell you that. But before we even reached the first checkpoint, we were dead last, there was water everywhere, and all our gear was soaked. It was a great start. Just gonna waterproof my bag with this. Oh hell! We need speed! If we get stuck here, paddle! Come on! We are in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, there are suddenly a lot of bugs, but we of course forgot to put on any bug repellent or sunscreen. Well, we didn't really do any preparations in the intro. I feel like I'm a poop traveling down from the toilet. So this is number 3. Everyone else keeps paddling all the way there, but we're thinking that we're gonna go ashore right there.
It looks like that spot right there.
Here's my first learning point from this event. In events like this, navigation is everything. I mean, I felt like our route choices were pretty good, but when you compare our navigation to winning team's navigation, it's clear that we have a lot to learn. For instance, between checkpoint 3 and 4, the winning team only took, I don't know, like an hour or something, and their route choice was really, really fast. For me and Attili, it took 4 hours to get from checkpoint 3 to checkpoint 4. Oh yes. Fun fact, this part of the route is the exact same route I ran like 4 days ago for the 100k trail run. I just ran it the opposite way. Comments?
Cool.
I need 3 word sentences at least.
That is cool.
Fuck. Oh shit, could you help me please? A mosquito went into my mouth. And now we need to climb up this, I don't know, wall of rocks. Holy. Doesn't that just look inviting? It's supposed to be a sandwich. I feel pretty bad for Attili. This terrain is really hard on her foot.
I was scared because I kept thinking that the rocks were gonna fall and there was gonna be like a landslide kind of with rocks. So I was quite scared the whole time because you could feel them wobbling under your feet and I was in pain. But the reward was great.
Just look at that. We are, I think, dead last in this race. But that's because we're enjoying these views. After checkpoint 4, we were getting really tired. It was already past midnight, there wasn't much talking, Attili was in a lot of pain, and my shoulders were getting really, really stiff. It's like 2:30, so I think this is gonna be the time when we are the most sleepy. Even though the sun just set, it's rising again. I ate some chicken wraps, and my god, those wraps tasted so good after 6 hours of traveling. At least before I realized that those wraps, chicken wraps, had been in my backpack for over 12 hours. It's like, what, 4 a.m., 5 a.m., I don't know. Here we are, paddling in a bush. Can we go to the forest? Oh my god. Is my camera gonna hit that? Can we even get down this thing? Okay, it's going. Oh, it's going. This might just be my greatest idea ever. Look. How were you feeling when I was floating the boat in that little stream?
Bad. Because my feet were hurting, I was really cold and wet, and it was also at that point, I don't know, 2 a.m. or something. So I was also really tired, and it was just a combination of things.
At this point, the main concern became the cold. Everything was wet, and even though it wasn't that cold, it was like, I don't know, plus 10 or something, it reduced our ability to function dramatically. And this is my second learning point. Even if you are very fit, cold and wet can easily and very quickly ruin your race. It wasn't our endurance that was holding us back, it was the cold. We were so cold that we had to spend 40 minutes trying to warm up after checkpoint 6. Then things really took a turn for the better. We had a really nice segment of simple trail hiking. I felt really fuzzy, my mind was pretty blank and foggy due to all the sleep deprivation, and then the sun came out, which made a huge difference. I just feel really drowsy and lost all sense of time. But you know, euphoria can never last that long in a race like this.
So we thought we are around here, but apparently we're like 5 kilometers more south right here.
Apparently many teams did that, and it was really frustrating, especially as we were so tired at this point.
Yeah. Take that. What do you think of that, huh? Yeah.
Oh yes, checkpoint number 8. We had to do some proper rafting down streams. Neither one of us had any experience with rafting down streams, so you could say that we improvised.
No! We're gonna go backwards! Okay, we're gonna go backwards. Oh god. Oh god. Yep, we're doing good. Backwards kayaking. I think this is the best idea we've ever had. Look! Perfect! Oh! For bum bum! Oh! Oh! Whew. We are completely stuck here. Let's try the pump technique. Go there. Yes. We're professionals. Oh, whoa, whoa. Okay, I'm gonna jump in. You're gonna steer. Everything's gonna be all right. Are you ready? Okay. Well, I'm here. The packraft is there. Not quite how I planned this thing.
What do you think of our rafting down the final streams?
That was a challenge. I mean, it was kind of funny, but also kind of frustrating because we kept getting stuck.
No!
Yeah.
It's the final countdown.
After 23 and a half hours, we finally saw the finish line. After all that struggle, after all that pain, after all those tears, it was an amazing feeling to finally be there at the finish line and to hear the race director tell us that yeah, we kind of messed up the last checkpoint. So you were our navigator, so you were responsible for getting us through the final checkpoint. And then we missed it. What happened there?
Well, I thought I knew what the final checkpoint was, but then I didn't.
Did I tell you that it's
You-
probably something else?
You did, but then you still decided to listen to me. So really, you're putting
Any good boyfriend would do.
all the blame on me when really you deep down knew. But you were like, okay. So I think you're 40% to blame. I'm 60% to blame.
I still have a pretty high percentage there.
Yeah, because you knew.
Okay. So we had to go back to the last checkpoint and then come back and then actually finish the race.
If someone would have told me before the race that moving your body 50 kilometers can take 24 hours, I probably would not have believed them. But I mean, it was 24 hours filled with mistakes, and we were the last ones. But we learned a bunch, and it was a great experience. So.
But would I do it again? In a heartbeat. I probably experienced more in one day than most people experience in a year.
It was pretty funny. Yeah. Okay. Hello. Yeah, I should say bye then. Greetings. Subscribe. Give it a thumbs up. If you're watching this right now, comment utterly rocks with 3 exclamation marks. Yeah. And a smiley. Okay. Okay.